Alrighty. So, to start out, I guess just kind of give us the gist of what are your main responsibilities, like what falls under your job. Um, what does a typical day or week look like for you in your position, that kind of thing.
Okay, so you know my name is Jermaine Alexander, and I am the campus wellness director at Life University. And what that role entails is very a plethora of things. I would say not only do I oversee the fitness center and then just all of the staffing for the fitness center. That'll include front desk. It will include the group fitness instructors, group fitness classes, personal training. But it also includes all of the services there, like the stretching services, and then all of the programs that we run for the students, faculty, and staff. Um, Off of that, I have additional roles. So I've partnered with, well, not partnered with, but I collaborate with the Georgia State Recreation and Wellness Scholarship Committee. So I'm on that committee. And then also I'm a part of the Ignite inaugural leadership team too. It's five other leaders that take on additional responsibilities at the university. And then we also have a mentor um, in this senior leadership from the senior leadership team that we kind of shadow as well. So we do different projects that, whether it's policy and procedure projects, and then looking deeper into those for the campus community and students. Or if it's just other projects that we may be looking at as well. Then I'm also a part of the leadership book club at Life University. So that entails um, book each month. We'll read a book each month, and then we kind of meet once per week and we elaborate on the book that we read. Last year, we read five books or six books last year. And then also, I partner with like student affairs as well. So, student affairs, any student initiatives that's going out with like intramural sports or anything like that, I collaborate with them. I collaborate with the nutrition department, also with athletics. I have a collaboration with them to roll out programs that may be beneficial for them not to get injured or for injury prevention, and then also prehab. And then I partner with Title IX as well. So I'm a partner with Title IX and initiatives that they have. And then also with campus safety, where I offer an AED CPR refresher class for students, faculty, and staff to come in at least once per month and take advantage of that. And then lastly, when it comes to associate and faculty and staff wellness. I pioneered or spearheaded the 20 to Life initiative program alongside with human resources. And that's just for us to be able to have our faculty and staff more engaged and more health conscious and health minded in a program that offers benefits to them for participating in wellness programs. So that is what I do at Life University.
So basically, you have nothing on your calendar and nothing to do, and you get really bored all the time, is basically what you're saying.
Right. And then also I do personal training and I do recovery and rehab as well. So I do take on some responsibilities just so I can have more touch points and contact time with the students, faculty, and staff. And I'm not just in the office all the time, that I could be that way I can be engaged with them as well.
Amazing. What a rock star. Um, so what are like your favorite things and your least favorite things about what you do, especially the different things that you touched on that have to do with um like exercise and injury prevention and all these different ways that you kind of like interface with the student centric side of campus.
Right. That's a good question. I always have to think about like what's my least favorite thing to do at work. And I think one of the biggest things for me is that um so I have a mission, vision, and value statement for my own personal growth and development. So my mission is to help people reach their full potential, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially through wellness. My vision is to create a healthier world in those same categories. And then my vision or my values are to model the same behavior, so to speak. So my mission, vision, and values is to really be engaged with people and be able to support people, whether it's the students, the faculty, or staff. So I think that from my perspective, that's my passion and it's my purpose, and I'm committed to it 100%. I think that's my calling, so to speak. I would say I love that with a passion. And they say discipline is doing the things that you hate the most as if you love it. So this is my 34th year in just in general in either healthcare, wellness, and then now it's education. I think over time, and I'll refer back to that discipline, is doing things that you hate the most as if you love it. I think one of the biggest things for me in terms of like if you were to pull something away and say, what is it that you don't like about your job? Me, I literally hate being in my office. And that takes a lot of discipline. And the one thing that I do know is that over the course of 30 some years, I've developed uh, a trained hand and eye. So I like to spend as less time in office because that's what repetition does, helps to develop a trained hand. And I like to spend less time in the office and more time, just in contact with people and being able to influence health and wellness from a one-on-one basis. And that includes, I mean, that'll mean that I have to have touch points with those people. So my least favorite is the office work. But I've developed a discipline over the course of time to where I'm not spending a lot of time on that, and I can spend time with the people that's coming into the facility.
Right. Your favorite part of your job is twice a week personal training sessions with Celeste,
Yeah.
obviously.
What's less? That's 100% right.
Obviously. Okay. Thank you. So how does your position at Life fit within like the career field at large of like you could say exercise medicine or um personal fitness, that kind of thing?
Right. And that's a good question too, Celeste. I think one of the biggest things as just being in healthcare for so many years and then also being in fitness a portion of that time. And then now in education, but I'm on the health and wellness side of education. I think one of the biggest things for me is that really understanding that we are unhealthy population, so to speak. Obviously childhood obesity is really high. Obesity is really high amongst, adults and children as well. And then when you look at it from the perspective of cancer, cardiovascular disease, you think of, diabetes, you think of, high cholesterol, hypertension, prehypertension. And then you start to look at all of these other orthopedic issues that people are, sustaining from, unhealthy lifestyle choices. I think one of the biggest things for me is that understanding that, I'm in the right place in terms of like my career field. It's a huge need for whether it's chiropractors, whether it's orthopedics, whether it's occupational therapists, whether it's fitness specialists, personal trainers, coaches. I think that the way our country is at large it's a lot of opportunity for people that's coming into this field, whether it be fitness, whether it be on the recovery and rehab side, or whether it be on the prevention side. I think that um, is probably a good place to be for me. You know, if that answered that question.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
So how you can kind of mix these two questions together, but how do most people get into the field or like common types of entry level jobs, and how did your career in the field begin?
Oh, okay. Um, So my career started back in 1991, and I started out in fitness. I had a friend of mine that was in LA, and back then that's when fitness was more like it was the fit body, and you have to look good, and it didn't transition. It was a paradigm shift over time when healthcare started, becoming an issue. People's health started becoming an issue, and it became more. Less about aesthetics and then more about, hey, I just want to age gracefully. So back in 1991, I had a friend of mine named Imes who was the trainer out in California. and we had did a couple basketball camps together in college. I mean, in high school, and he told me, "Man, we make $100,000 out in LA making money." And I have always been athletic. I was a a forced sport athlete, and I played college basketball. So one of the things, one of my biggest dreams was to go to the NBA, and I played basketball at a high level. However, the basketball players started getting taller and taller back in about 91, and I was seemed like I was getting shorter and shorter. So for me, it was more or less I wanted a platform to be able to, if I didn't make it to the NBA, how can I get other people to the NBA? And then throughout my career, I've trained, I've worked and trained with, professional basketball players, football players, I mean, lottery pick players, quarterbacks, that's, MVPs, Kirk Cousins, Denzel Valentine, Draymond Green, Catherine Hall from the LPG, Ryan Miller, Crystal Shutter. Like I've worked with like high level athletes, and that was rewarding for me. But that's how I got started into the industry. I wanted to, still be a part of athletics since I wasn't going to make it to the NBA, and then also offer a platform for people that were in the NBA or in college or going to college with the intent to go to the next level. I would be able to be like a springboard for them to, from my, my training and my experience and my knowledge to be able to get them there. And it was another question that you had built in there. What was that second question?
Um, It kind of lent to what you talked about, but like, how do most people get into the field, or like, what are the
Okay.
common entry level positions?
Yeah, that's a great question too. So one, I always say people have to have a passion for helping other people. That's the number. That's how you get into the field, And I think that, people do what they're passionate about. And I think that helping people, having that mindset and the heart for, for people. See, me, I'm a server. I love helping people. Like in any capacity that I possibly can. So I think you have to have a love for helping people. That's the number one thing. But then next, obviously it's a lot of, uh, nationally ranked certifications that's out there, whether it's through ACSM, NSCA, uh, you know, the CSCS, if it's, ACSM, ISSA, ACE, all of those are, reputable certifications. And, along with the passion and then getting the education, those are the initial platforms as far as like entry. Now, obviously, college is super important. Education is super, super important. So having a degree in exercise science or having a degree in kinesiology or in, exercise physiology, whether it be at the bachelor level or the master's level or even the doctoral level, like all of those are ways to get in. But in most cases, from what I've seen and what I've experienced over time in leadership, is that most people have a passion for just helping people and then they get the certification, and then that certification may be combined with them, may run parallel to them going to college as well. So they may be in college and getting the certification. Actually, we got one of the DC students who just got his certification, who we just hired. His name is Justin Leslie. So he just came on board. And so you have a combination of both. Sometimes, you know, uh, companies want you to have, a nationally ranked certification, or they want you to have a degree with a nationally ranked certification. But those are ways that you enter. But I think the key point and the key thing is really having a passion for wellness and helping other people, and then having an education to kind of support that.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of what jumped out at me when you were talking about how you first got into the field and then your
Yeah.
work with high level athletes was like the way that you were just focusing on elevating others. So very good. Just one last quick question to wrap up. Um, so if you could do everything all over again, would you choose the same path for yourself? Would you change anything? If you would go back and do something else, what would you choose instead? Um, yeah.
Right. That's a good question too. And I love that question because I've been asked that question before, and people ask me, "What would you do if you wasn't in healthcare?" Because I spent 26 years in orthopedic rehab. So the other was in, wellness to some capacity, and then the last 4 years here at Life University. But I would say the only other thing that I would rather do then what I'm doing right now is being an MBA. And that didn't happen. That was the only other thing that I wanted to do because once I got into wellness and being able to help people and being like that go-to person, whether it's in orthopedic rehab or whether it's in somebody just, wanting to lose weight or just feel better or just look better or they have a wedding coming up or they have a birthday coming up. Like all of those things are just like I call significant emotional experiences for me. And it's been like super, it's nothing else I would have wanted to do other than being in the career path that I chose. And obviously, when I went into healthcare for 26 years and being in orthopedics, one of the biggest things that I learned during that time, as opposed to on the fitness side and on the wellness side and athletics, it was helping people get to the NBA, right? When I got to orthopedics, it was helping people get in and out of their car. So I always say, we all athletes, just some of us play sports. It was the same concept, but it was just a different platform and a different area of, athletics, helping people get in and out of their car. They want to get on the floor and they want to play with their children and things of that nature. So I say that to say that there is absolutely nothing else that I would have rather done. I have been very blessed to be able to be in this career field for so long and really just like be able to span over like multiple different, I would say, areas of expertise, and I wouldn't have traded in for, if you give me a basketball and you put me on side by side with LeBron James or Michael Jordan, I might have to say I might have to pass this up. But other than that, it's no other way I would have done anything else.
Amazing. Very good. Well, thank you for taking the time to
Okay.
share your heart and your expertise with me. It was very
Yeah.
helpful.
All right. Well, if you need anything, you always let me know, and then I'll send you an email back about Monday.
Sounds good.
Send me the video too. I like this.
I will. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you.
Bye.